Hi, my name is Brooke Howerton and I am a teacher candidate currently enrolled at Kennesaw State University. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a lesson that I have created, okay? So today's lesson, it is an integrative lesson that integrates second grade language arts with second grade PE. Alright, so the academic standard is ELAGSE 2 L5. Demonstrate understanding of word relationships and nuances in word meanings. And this lesson plan is more specifically part A, which is identify real-life connections between words and their use. For example, describe foods that are spicy. The PE standard is PE 2.1, which demonstrates competency in motor skills and movement patterns needed to perform a variety of activities. And this lesson is specifically part E, which demonstrates the ability to kick a moving ball. The objective of my warm-up activity is students will demonstrate listening skills by performing the appropriate action for each command. So my warm-up activity is called up, down, stop, go. There are no materials needed for this. It is adapted from a warm-up activity that I found from teachingideas.co, but I changed it up a little bit. And basically, this warm-up activity not only gets the children stretched and works on their aerobic exercise, but it also has the children practicing their listening skills. So for each command, there's an action. When I yell go, they're going to stand still with their arms at their sides. When I yell stop, they're going to run in place with their knees high. When I yell up, they're going to sleep or sit quietly on the floor. And then when I yell down, they're going to stretch to the ceiling. Now, before we start the activity, I'll demonstrate how to do each of those four. And if a student does the incorrect command, they are put into jail, which is not a bad thing, but they have to sit quietly on the floor behind me, and then they just get to watch their classmates do the rest of the work.
So when I yell go, you're going to stand still with your arms at your sides, just like this, okay? But when I yell stop, you're going to run in place with your knees really high, okay? And you're going to keep doing it until I say the next command. When I yell up, you're going to sleep or sit quietly on the floor. And when I say down, you're going to stand up and do any stretches that you'd like. Just get your body moving. Alright, and if you do the wrong action for my command, you're going to be put in jail, where you're just going to have to come sit quietly behind me, and you can watch all of your classmates do their movements. Okay. This warm-up activity not only works on your flexibility and your aerobic exercise, but it has you working on your listening skills, okay? Now for a reminder as to what you will do for each of my commands, okay? When I yell go, you're going to stand still with your arms at your sides. Can you show me that real quick? Good job. When I yell stop, you're going to run in place with your knees high. Great job. When I yell up, you're just going to sit down on the ground quietly. Beautiful. And then when I yell down, you're going to stand up and stretch to the ceiling. Good job. Stop. Go. Down. Up.
Now for my focus activity. So I will start by doing a physical activity demonstration, which again for this we're going to be focusing on how to correctly kick a soccer ball. I will explain and demonstrate the process of kicking with the right foot. You take a quick forward step with the left and then kick with the inside of the right foot. And if you want to kick lefty, then you do the opposite. Step forward with your right and then kick with your left. I will also demonstrate how to stop the ball. When the ball gets to you, you just gently place your foot on top of the ball and then you can kick back to your partner.
Okay, so now I will demonstrate to the class how to correctly kick a soccer ball and how to stop it in front of you, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take a step forward with the opposite foot, and you're going to kick with the inside of your foot like this. Then when you stop it, you just gently place your foot right on the top front of it, okay?
now that I've demonstrated this process to the students, I'll pair up the students randomly, and they'll stand about 10 feet apart, and they'll just practice kicking and stopping the ball to each other.
Okay, now that everybody is paired up, stand about 10 feet apart, and then practice kicking the ball back and forth to each other a few times, and remember to stop the ball when it gets to you, back up, and then take your step to kick. Go. And that's why we practice.
All right, and then once the students have practiced their kicking and stopping, I will introduce the academic focus activity for the day, which I call word soccer. So here's how that works. I will group the students randomly in groups of 4, and I will give each group a description word and a category, such as name a food that is spicy. Okay, the students will practice kicking and stopping the ball in the square formation, and when the ball comes to them, they have to think of a word that fits that description in that category. Each group will have a different description word and category, and after 2 minutes or so, the descriptions and categories will rotate. And with that, they will also change the direction of their kicking when that rotation occurs. The groups will be spread apart so they can't hear each other's answers. I will do 5 rounds of this activity so that each group has practice with 5 different categories and descriptions. The materials for this activity are 5 soccer balls, or however many groups you can make out of your students, and tape probably to mark where the student should stand. If not, you can just place them where to stand 10 feet apart. The objectives for this focus activity are students will be able to correctly kick a soccer ball to a target and also stop the ball. That's the PE standard, or objective. And then the academic objective will be students will demonstrate understanding of word meanings by thinking of examples that fit the description and category.
So now that you have practiced kicking a ball, we're going to do another activity called word soccer. How it works is I'm going to give each of your groups a descriptive word and a category, all right? And whenever the ball comes to you, you got to think of a word that fits that description for that category, okay? So for this group here, the category is going to be food, okay? And the descriptive word is going to be fried. So when the ball comes to you, you have to think of a food that is fried, okay? Now, start.
Fried pickles.
Fried chicken.
French fries.
Now for the closing activity, there are no materials needed for this activity unless you want to play music during it. If so, some kind of a boombox or stereo. But basically, I want to have the children walk around the gym 2 times, do some simple stretches, and then sit down in front of the teacher. This lets them cool off and just kind of relax, okay? Then I will have them practice the opposite of the focus activity for a few minutes. I will say an item or a thing, such as a dog, and students will raise their hand if they can think of a description word for a dog, such as happy. This will let the students relax while also reinforcing the academic standard. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope that this lesson can be useful in your own classroom someday.